Hello, it's Nancy from the Business Mission. Today we have Blossom Chambers, who has done our website for the Business Mission and has done a fantastic job. What we wanted to do today is speak to Blossom about some really interesting tips and ask her some questions about how important a website is in this day and age, whether you're building one or whether you have one. And, her expertise in that field will definitely give more insight. Hello, Blossom. How are you today?
Hi Nancy, I'm very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So maybe what we could just start with is just some questions, and your expertise would be 100% welcomed. What is some advice that you might give, new business owners or existing business owners to find a really good and reliable website developer designer?
Okay, well, I highly recommend going on referrals. So, listen to other business owners, people try and get a recommendation. Word of mouth is always by far the best way. If you go to a networking group or something like that, listen to what they're saying and take it on board and try and go that way.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, the chances are if somebody refers you to a website developer designer and they've had that work done, you're just thinking, oh, this is amazing because they've done such a great job that they will in turn do a really good job for your business as well.
Yeah.
How, is it important to see the website developers' work, the prior work they've done in regards to the website, and why? Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, I think it's really important to look at their examples of their work. You can see how current their work is. If they haven't designed a website for 5 years, then you might want to think about asking why. It's your best indicator of their style and what their strengths are. And it's the best sort of reassurance you're going to get at that stage that they can give you the kind of online presence that you're looking for.
Fantastic. And is a website developer and designer the same thing? So we've been very lucky with you because you have designed our website, but also developed it as well. But is there a case where there are the differences that somebody might just be developing and then somebody might just design? Or could you get somebody who does both?
So they are different things, and the developer is somebody that is more comfortable on the sort of coding end of the website, and a website designer, is somebody that's going to be more focused on the aesthetic side. It's really unusual, actually, to find somebody that is as strong on the one side as they are on the other. You tend to get somebody who's better on the design side and weaker on the development, and the other way around as well. So it is great. What you need to find is somebody who's strong either in development or in design, but has a good understanding of the other side of it as well. For me, I come from a really strong design background, but I've got a good understanding of the development side as well. So I understand how websites go together, and that helps me hugely. I don't know how I do it without that sort of grip on that side. But if I was to undertake a very complex website, then I always look to collaborate with somebody to help me with the development side, because you've got to know your limitations. And actually, that's when you find a good collaboration and get a good outcome by getting two people or more to work together to produce your website. So yeah, the two things have to work together, and they are quite different.
Brilliant, brilliant. So we've actually been blessed because we got the two together with you, which is wonderful. So what is the best way to plan out a website, and what would you suggest what one needs to provide to a website developer designer to get the website developed?
I think you need to give it some proper thought, whether it's sketches, Word documents, PowerPoint. Just start making a plan and get as much information together in one place as you possibly can, because the more information that you can and the more planning that you can do before you go to your designer, the closer the outcome will be to the initial vision that you had for your site. So I would say do your planning, do your research in whatever way works for you. You know, if you want to do hand-drawn sketches, you know, that's a whole lot better than nothing, definitely.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, I think a little planning, putting in place, even like you said, even if it's a Word document or, PowerPoint, at least it gives a little understanding what you want, and then also gives a bit of guidance to the website developer or designer as well, so that you're not both sort of headless chickens in a way.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what do you think the rough cost in building a standard website is, or to get a website going? So if somebody is a new startup, could you suggest some advice in regards to costings, when they want to go and get this website done?
Okay, so it's very difficult to put a figure on it because there's no standard websites. They're all different. And it does also depend very much on what you want from your website, what you want it to do for you. So the best thing to do is to really identify what you need it to do, have a budget in mind, and go to your designer and don't be coy, tell them what that budget is and see what options are available with your budget. If you're way off, you might have to rethink it. If they are absolutely way off your budget as well, you might need to look for another designer, get a few quotes, and just try to understand what you're going to get for the different quotes, really, and see where you need to pitch it realistically as well. I mean, for startups, it's a big outlay. So the most important thing is to identify what it is you want from it and see how much you need to spend to achieve that, really.
Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of new businesses are quite optimistic, and they have this, over optimistic, like, I'm going to spend all this money without actually generating profit back into their business yet. And so sometimes just being a little bit more conservative and just even putting a website holding page to get, for somebody to go there and see it could be a really good start. And then when you start to accumulate more profit, you can always upgrade and spend a little.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just make a start, achieve what you can achieve for your budget. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, how important and how easy do you think it should be for a new business owner or even existing to be able to manage their own website once it's completed?
I think it depends how much input they want to have in the long term. And it's very important to establish that with your designer early on, whether you want to be the only person that makes changes to content, or whether you're going to set up a contract with that designer to do the work going forward as well. It can make quite a big difference to the cost of a site, how user-friendly the back end of the site is. The sort of basic WordPress backend is actually very easy when you're really, when you're familiar with it. I mean, it becomes second nature. But I know some people will look at it and really just think, I just can't do this at all. So you need to establish that early on and, make sure that what is built for you is going to take into account how sort of tech savvy you can be with it. Once the design is finished and the designer is kind of gone from your life, is that going to work? So it's important to establish that early on.
I guess, again, it's in that sort of structure plan you do before you do that website, really taking the time to put your structure down in regards to how this website is going to operate and how you're going to work with that website developer or, the designer. So how important, after the website's done, that an owner should really keep a backup of their website, and, for what reason as well?
It's essential to back up your website. So that's another thing that you need to establish with your designer. How is the website going to be backed up? How frequently is the website going to be backed up? Where is it backed up to, and who has access to those backups? So it's really important, like anything really, because if your designer goes out of business, they decide they're going to go and work overseas for 5 years, or they leave the country. You can't be left high and dry if there's a major disaster and all your data's wiped from the server, which is unlikely, but you need to know where you can access that data to get your website back online, really. So it's really important.
I mean, it's almost like marriage, isn't it? So it's like you hope that, you'll find the right website developer designer and that you'll carry on that journey and grow that website together. So you want the marriage to last. You want to make sure that, all the safety is in place with that website. How important do you think it is for a new business to have a website in this day and age?
I think it's essential. I mean, I think, you've got to think of it as your calling card. It's the first place people go to, potential clients, etc., to check out your credentials. If you've got a product to sell, then people need to be able to find it and buy it. So yeah, I mean, you wouldn't go out to sort of tout for business without your business cards. And I think you've got to think of it in that way. It's a real business essential.
Fantastic. And so, just to summarize, do you have any other tips for new business owners starting off a website, or any existing business owners maybe who've got their website right now?
I think with new business owners who are starting out and setting up a new site, I think the best tip I've got is just really dedicate some time to thinking about what you want the site to do for you. Once you've understood that yourself, you can convey it to your designer and to everyone else that needs to understand that. So just do as much planning as you can, really collate that information together and drill down so that the website ultimately does what you want it to do. And for existing website owners, I would say get on there, tweak your content, read through it all again, make sure it conveys where your business is now, because it may actually convey where your business was when you set it up, and businesses evolve. So yeah, keep it fresh, keep it current. That's really good for your SEO, and it's good for the web in general, because it just means that information on the web is fresh, current, relevant, and it's a good place. It's a good place to be.
Fantastic. I mean, you've given such amazing advice. That's Blossom Chambers from the Petal Press. I'm Nancy Steidel from the Business Mission. If you do want any information how to get in touch with Blossom, please contact us. Alternatively, we will have after this video the information where you can get in touch with Blossom as well. Thank you so much for your time, and I think it's been really informative, and we hope to speak to you very soon. And we appreciate that you keep on with our website as well. Thanks very much.
Thank
Bye.
you.